Hello guys, Editor here. Alright, so I know there's a lot of hype on PoE1 since we had a huge announcement for the next expansion last night. However, we also got the patch notes on PoE2 and we have some actually great news on the Spectres. So I'll show you just a little bit of things that we've already found. I'll go to the patch notes just quickly. Afterwards, I went through some of the patch notes and yeah, some of the stuff that is important for the minion builds and especially for specters. So we have I have some shortlists over here. We basically have this one that we can now socket into helmets, which is pretty damn nice. We're gonna get like an extra 10% reduced reservation. Overall, this is a great change. It will help us with our minion builds quite a lot. And we also have this one, which is I guess it's fine, but yeah. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of the command skills. Maybe some people are. So, given that we have this change, I've already updated on my website on PoE2SpectreWiki.com. I've updated the Spectre summon calculator to include also the Talisman Aurala cache that has a 10% reduced reservation. So basically now, if you have, let's say, Lord of Horrors passive, you have Talisman of Relic Cache, you have 20% gem cutter quality, and maybe you are a gemling, right? So you have usually 14% gem quality. You're not using enormity. Let's say we have two of the Talisman of the Fox for more gem quality. Let's see how many can we summon. Let's say we have 350 spare spirit for our specters, and we want to summon 70 cost base cost specter. So now we can summon 8 specters with 350 with all of this setup. This one is also on the sidebar over here. So for example, if you're using all specters here, um, let's see, let's look for a demon. Yeah, this one shows up because of the name. Let's see, for example, Saurian Servant. So if you want to use the Saurian Servant, let's say, and you have 375 left spirit. Now, yeah, you can do double corrupt will allow you. Corrupt will allow you to get a maximum of 2 sockets. So let's say we have a helmet with +2 minions and 2 sockets, and we put a 10% reduction. Of course, we will have the Lord of Horrors. Maybe we don't have the Bones of Ruler. However, now that we will have the movement speed um, runes. Maybe Bones of Ruler becomes more desirable, right? Let's say we have a Bones of Ruler with 10% movement speed now, and we have a non-corrupted one, 20% one, because we got 2 sockets, right? Okay, and we have Talisman of Ralakesh. We have also 20% on the gem cutters. And yeah, that's it. We are not a gemling. Let's say we are a leech on this build, right? And you can just calculate. You can summon seven of these guys with this kind of spirit, right? So you can do some planning with this. That's something I really wanted to do with this website. Yeah, hope you guys enjoy it. The commercials, I'm trying to just have the minimum of commercials like on the sides and one in the bottom, and there will be no commercials in between the content of the site. So if you go here and you scroll, you will not see any commercial over here. I'll try to make it as less of a nuisance as possible. I am still trying to figure out how to remove this one. I'm trying to make it as less nuisance as possible, but I still want it to self-sustain, right? I don't want to make like a lot of money out of it. I just want it to self-sustain, to pay it for itself on the hosting, right? Because it's on .com, hosting is like, I don't know, $150 a year or something. So if I'm getting I would be happy if I'm getting like only self-sustain on the website, and I'll keep it updated, and I'll try and see what else is important for people on the website, and I'll keep on adding. Yeah, so that's about the website and the fact that I've added this one straight up. Like it was the first thing I did this morning because the patch is already up. I'm already trying to figure out what to do in game. So let's go a bit just a slightly bit through the patch notes and see what we have here, because I'm very excited about the patch. I'm gonna play this patch until we get the Puri 1 league expansion, whatever you wanna call it, which I'm going to play most likely for a few weeks and then come back to Puri 2, or maybe I'll play like 1 or 2 days. I play Puri 1, then I play Puri 2, and so on. I'll see. I need to see how much I enjoy Puri 1 after so many hours in Puri 2. So let's go a bit through the patch notes, like just skimming through. I don't want to go like through all of the changes too in depth, so it won't be like a very long video. Let's straight up go. So 22 new endgame runes, 7 new endgame talismans, 15 new endgame soul cores. I wish there was like a page to check these ones out. I haven't seen them. I don't know. Maybe they are somewhere. I don't know. I checked for a bit, but I couldn't find. I could find this one in my Discord and some of the I don't know Reddit, I guess, but I couldn't find like all of the only the ones that they teased. So we will need to find out what are all of the talismans, runes, and soul cores. Significantly increase the number of mythic unique items that drop. Mythic unique. Now they are calling them mythic. Nice. Change unique item drop calculation to no longer in the item class. This will make unique rings and amulets more common. That's very nice because it's such a pain to drop rings and amulets as uniques. And not only, I guess. I don't know. Reduce the number of common unique items that drop as rarity on areas increase, allowing more of the better uniques to drop instead. I guess that's fine. Bonus to the number of uniques that you got while playing in a party was significantly higher than we intended and has been lowered significantly. So much significantly. I don't care about this because I'm not playing in party, I'm playing SSF usually. Alright. So this basically nerfs the party play but does nothing for solo players, right? It just makes the game more fair for solo, I guess. I I, I don't mind. Item modifier tier numbering has been reversed so that smaller number represents stronger modifiers, with 1 being the best available modifier of that type. I don't know why this is not the default. This was not default from the get-go, because this this basically fixes the entire thing. You don't even need to look anymore on the tiers, right? It's you don't need to look like what kind of tiers you have and so on. It's yeah, you get tier 1, tier 2, then that's maximum. It's so easy now. It's so easy. This is so good. This is a great change. Adjusted the appearance of all omens. The same number of omens appear, but which omens they are has been adjusted heavily to have the rare and more powerful ones appear more frequently. Thank God, because I haven't seen like half of the omens, to be honest, on SSF. So the rare one should appear 6 times more frequently in the ritual tribute window, as an example. Thank you. I mean, I couldn't use like most of the. I never saw Omen of Whistling. I never saw like the omens that are used for crafting the more advanced ones, and not even the Val ones, like the ones that allow you to double the Val to be more weird. Let's say. I never saw. I mean, I saw like 2 or 3 of them, and I played like at least 400 to 500 hours this patch, so hopefully we'll get more of the nice omens. Added refund all passive options. This is very nice. If you're able to afford refunding all allocated point, nice. Vastly increase the chance for corrupting a monster trapped in essence to upgrade the essences to greater and greater to corrupted. Thank God I never saw like corrupted essences. This I never felt like the incentive to corrupt the essences was good, and I was skipping it in the past, let's say, month, because never did anything. So maybe now it's more incentive to corrupt them actually. Improve the passive skill tree search functionality on mouse and keyboard. After typing within the search field, press enter to have the passive skill tree move around the tree. That's amazing because I'm blind. So whenever I'm looking for something in here, let's see, let's test it. So I'm looking for aura magnitude. attitude. Ooh, this is so nice. Oh my god. Oh my god, this is so nice. This is a very nice change. Nice. Okay, let's see quickly. Master balance. The smarter ritual type that spawns chaos volatiles has had its spawn frequency halved and the damage lowered. Yes, this is a great change. I hated that one. Whenever I had that one, I was constantly anxious that I'm gonna die and lose my XP. And I don't know. It was like, do I run this? Do I not run this? That's a great change. Fixed an issue where volatile plants were dealing a little over double their intended damage. Um, so is that while we were dying to all of the volatile plants, like even with 75% chaos res? Hello? I hope yeah we can now play hardcore SSF. Empowering volatile plants mod on Rare Master has had its damage reduced. Nice. Volatile plants and empowering volatile plants now spawn 2 volatiles at once instead of 3. Volatile plants and empowering now disappear when the Rare Master that spawn them dies. Thank you. These are such great changes. Those volatile plants were such a nuisance. Didn't they say that 55% of the player deaths were because of this? Something around that? So yeah, that's a great change. Then it means we will be able to play hardcore SSF. This was the killer. This was basically what killed me the most times, like as well. Alright, Forsaken Miners, that animation no longer leaves a primed grenade on their corpse. That's nice. I guess this one was also a killer. Rat tornadoes from the infested ritual type have had their damage and move speed reduced slightly. That's very nice. It was kinda annoying. It was manageable compared to the smarter ritual, but this is a nice change. Raven, the Eternal Predator's melee damage has been reduced slightly. His projectile cleave has also been reduced. I guess this is fine. He was dealing quite some damage in the early. I don't know why this change was warranted. To be honest, I didn't mind playing against this guy. And if you were to reduce like some damage to some of the early bosses, I think the guy that you have to fight after you get the keys is a lot harder. Like the Lachlan or whatever his name is. The one that says that line, oh no, my kids, blah blah blah. Yeah. They must make me pay. Yeah. Improve the visual effects of Chaos Volatiles. Nice. Lightning Storm Strongbox modify now causes fewer lightning bolts, and its lightning bolts have improved visual effects. This is also very nice because this is so reapy sometimes, especially on modded maps. I don't know why. I think this one basically gets also the mods of the map. So you have, if you have extra damage or something, the lightning storm strongbox will also deal that damage. At least that's what I think it happens. Lower the damage of the unearthed runecaster from expedition. Yes, this was also something that killed me like a lot of time. I think this also means that the Spectre runecaster is nerfed. I mean, whatever. I wasn't playing it because you cannot see shit about it. Projectile now correctly deals both fire and cold damage. Alright. I mean, the damage was crazy on these guys. If you play like the last tier of maps, and there are some map mods as well, this could easily one-shot you. I think it no longer does. So all of the master balance means that we are going to play hardcore SSF soon. Because a lot of the frustrating deaths that I've had were out of these things that were fixed. They just fixed it because, in my opinion, this was problematic. Like, it wasn't like hard, it wasn't that type of hard game. It was just annoying and not correctly managed, I guess. Alright, endgame. Drastically increase the variety of endgame maps. Yeah, we know about this one. The hidden grotto was like much more frequent. Lessen the restriction on which packs of monsters could appear in different Atlas biomes. This will result in a significant increase to the variety of monsters appearing in endgame maps. That's very nice. The few monster pack types that were available in all biomes were appearing significantly more frequently than they should have, making endgame combat much less interesting than it should have been. Nice. This will mean a lot more variety on the monsters. Nice. The distance that you can see features in the Atlas Fog of War is now based on the distance to the nearest revealed map, making this much more consistent. This means you no longer have to frequently check an unknown distance in the fog when searching for citadels. This did make citadels slightly harder to find, so increase the spawn rate of them also. Ooh, let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. So we have this one, and I guess I need to travel further in the Atlas to see more of the stuff, right? Yeah, yeah, because it needs to respawn like a new set of things. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So this is not visible just yet. Cities on the Atlas now mostly spawn in loose cluster of 3, with one of each city type per cluster. Um, I think this relates to the citadels, right? Cities on the Atlas now. Yeah, yeah, yeah. This means that you will find the citadels. If there is one citadel in the distance, it means you will find all of the 3 citadels around that place. That's very nice. Endgame waste on modifiers that apply curses to the area now instead periodically cast a respective curse on ground targeted areas, the same as the player casting skills. Ah, okay, so you're no longer cursed as you enter the map. You have to avoid like some ground curse. That's weird. I don't know how this works, we will have to see. Disable the off giants map modifiers, area of effect modifier. I don't know if this is like whatever. Of splitting map modifier now only appears in tier 6 plus maps, additional production modifiers. Why is there double quotation mark? This is something that happens when you're doing like a chat GPT and you're doing like multiple versions of the stuff. If you're doing like multiple versions of I don't know, you're trying to to fix something inside, he will sometimes do like double quotations. Maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. Of splitting, okay, appears in this additional project. It's so this I don't know. I don't care. Penetration 10 to 15%. Ooh, that's so nice. Finally, it was so annoying to do like 25% penetration in all of the endgame maps basically. So now you will have 15% maximum. That's very nice. I think this is also something that makes us play hardcore SSF more. A rogue exiles in endgame areas have a much higher chance to spawn with unique items. I guess that's fine. Maybe you can get the chase uniques more often, and you can spec the rogue exiles in your Atlas tree. Because I haven't spec'd into them like at all. So what do we have? Rogue Exile, Corrupted, Maximum Socket. Items on Rogue Exile to have maximum sockets. Okay. Ooh, and you can also target farm like certain uniques with this stuff, right? So if you don't need like unique jewelry, you don't need something, you get more. Nice. This is so nice. Okay. Nice. Okay, you can target farm uniques now with Rogue Exiles in some way. The ritual modifier that spawned Chaos Pustules now spawn them at a much lower frequency and has been increased in size slightly so they are more visible. That's very nice as well. This was not very problematic compared to the volatiles, but it's okay. Viridian Wild with unique map now contains more enemies and more rewarding encounters. Thank god, it was kinda meh. I do hope it doesn't become more hippie though. Added visual indicators to Omen altars inside the video Wildwood unique map. These visuals can also be seen behind the darkness. That's awesome. Adjusted the frequency of Omen altars inside the video Wildwood to reduce variance and increase the average per map. That's nice. Twisted Domain now drops significantly more catalyst on average. Also nice. Breach Rings drops from class hands in the Twisted Domain are now always rare. I think this is a mixed change. I don't know if you want them to always be rare, in case you want to do like manual crafting them, right? Like doing Orb of Transmutation and then doing like augmentation or maybe rune or maybe essences, and maybe you want to then combine them in the recombinator. So I'm not sure if always rare is a good change on the breach rings, to be honest. Whatever. This is only from the clasped hands, right? I don't know if they drop otherwise from other sources. So this is a mixed change in my opinion. Not, I don't care that much about them. Whatever. Monsters in the Twisted Domain are now more rewarding. That's nice. Lower the number of it that watches monster in the Twisted Domain. I guess people were upset about those for some reason. Increased rare and magic back chance in the Twisted Domain. The base radius of explosives in logbooks has been increased by 25%. Regular map encounters are unchanged. That's nice, I guess you can explode more stuff. Additional logbook content such as hidden caves are now guaranteed at all levels. Rigid Bluffs Expedition now spawns unique monsters encased in ice. These monsters can be broken out with explosives. Hmm. Okay. The frequency of special remnants in each expedition logbook area have been more than doubled. Nice. Amount of remnants in expedition logbooks has been slightly increased. Special destructibles in expedition logbook areas such as the crates of gold in Barren Atoll now spawn more frequently. Let me zoom in a bit. Expedition logbook spawn more monsters and slightly higher proportion of rare monsters. Many chests found in expedition are now guaranteed to drop a rare item. They're making like expedition really nice. It was kinda okay to run it anyway, because we wanted those crafting and basically the currency from expedition, right? Azomite remnants in the Barren Atoll expedition, larger amount of runes. Crates of gold in the Barren Atoll drop significantly more gold. Maybe this is also a good way to get gold rather than castaway all the time. Barren Atoll expedition logbook areas now have a much larger quantity and variety of buried strongboxes. And these strongboxes now have minimap icons. Nice. Replace the functionality of expedition remnants unique to the Fidget Bluff expedition. I don't know what this means. Added a new type of expedition remnant that can appear in Lush Isle expedition. But these are mysterious, we need to find them, right? Mini-map icon for expedition remnants that are specific to each type of logbook now have their own unique icon. That's very nice because now you can target farm something, right? From the expedition that you want. Various points of interest in expedition logbooks now have their own minimap icon. Inscribed ultimatums that lead to a boss now indicate which boss will be found. Okay, this is a change. The immured furry will no longer try to respawn in ritual encounters and prevent the encounter from completing. That's I didn't know that. This is a bug, I guess. Improve the visual effects of Delirium Spike Monster Lightning Ball skills. Alright. Okay, uniques. Adding 9 new unique items. Most of these are aimed at providing endgame chase uniques for a variety of builds. We've seen some of these ones. They're kinda nice. I'm not gonna cover them right now because I just want to go through the patch notes quickly. There's still like quite a lot to go through. But some of those are pretty wild. Like the quiver is so nice, at least from my point of view. Increased the overall power of several existing endgame unique items. Headhunter now steals enemy modifiers for 60 seconds, previously 20 seconds. This change automatically affects existing items. Ooh, that's so nice. That's so nice. Now I want a headhunter. What the hell? The Hammer of Fate unique two-handed mace now has 250 to 300% increased physical damage. Okay, it was buffed basically significantly. It now also grants random shrine buff for 20 seconds, previously 10 seconds. Nice. That's so nice though. That's a very nice change. The Guiding Palm unique scepters have received significant updates. None of these changes affect the existing version of these items other than the flat damage changes, which can be updated using a diviner. Okay, so the fire variant of Guiding Palm is now called Guiding Palm of the Heart. It now grants allies in your presence added fire damage to attacks, like significantly more than previously, it seems, and grants 20 to 30 strength instead of attributes. I mean, this seems to be the same thing, right? Because you can just balance them through. You can just balance this through your passive tree. It now grants you 25% of damage as extra fire damage and a permanent guided meteoric shrine buff that causes meteors to rain down around you when in range of enemies. Ooh. That's pretty nice. And the cold variant, I guess, is the same, but now grants you int instead of attributes. 25% damage as cold, and guided freezing shrine that causes freezing shards to fire around you in a spiral when in range of enemies. So basically, what? You have a permanent shrine, you have permanent meteoric shrine and permanent freezing shrine, the one that has like a the vortex kind of thing. But these are so nice now. These are so nice. What the hell? Guided tempest shrine. Lightning bolts to strike the ground around you. Very nice changes on the guiding palm uniques. The Mjolnir unique one-handed mace now has 250 to 350 increased physical damage and grants +2 for level of lightning skills. It was previously +1. And you can update the existing items with the divine. Oh, this is a very, very, very nice change. Holy. I mean, you can basically use this one as an offhand for lightning storm mages, right? For storm mages. You imagine you get +4 from the Mjolnir, then you socket it as well, and you get the rune of leadership, right? You have the rune of leadership that you can put inside the martial weapon to get damage as extra lightning damage. However, wait up, this one doesn't work for storm mages. Oh wow, they changed this. Nice. This is huge. This is a very nice item now for minions as well. And not only, lightning spell on melee hit meta skill granted by Mjolnir has been renamed to Thunder God's Wrath. Oh wait, there is something else on the Mjolnir. It now causes triggered spells to cost no mana and grants them a level dependent amount of increased damage up to 200% at skill level 20. Holy, Mjolnir will be so nice. Such a nice item for lightning spell casters and something. And not only, I guess. Yes, this will be a good item. I'm really interested to do a build with it, I guess. Okay, the Spire of Ire unique spear now has 167 to 201 to okay. It has more damage than before and 10 to 20 of physical damage leech as life. How does this one work if they have chaos damage instead of and it leeches physical damage? I don't know. I need to see it. I never saw this Spire of Ire unique spear. I don't think I have it. Calm's Heart now has plus 1.5k to max life. I never found one of these, so it got like a very big buff. Prism Guardian now grants 1 spirit per 25 max life. Previously it was 1 per 50. Existing items can be updated with a divine orb. This is a huge change as well for minion builds. I think this was reverted from the previous version, right? To 0.1. I don't even remember if it was or not. But this is a big change. This is for sure a big change. Defiance of Destiny now grants 10 to 20 of missing life recovered before being hit. Previously always 10%. Nice, I guess that's a buff on this one. Yoke of Suffering now causes enemies to take 15-20% increased damage for each type of your elemental ailments on them. Previously 5 to 10%, but also now reduces Ignite, Shock and Chill duration by 30 to 40%. Wait up, do I have a Yoke of Suffering? Maybe this one can be used. No, I don't. I have a song. That's pretty nice though. Maybe this can be used with minions as well now. If you're doing like some elemental ailments. Bringer of Rain now has 100% increased critical hit chance in addition to its other modifier. Okay. You have to find another one though. Okay, mixed changes. Defeating Balbala in normal difficulty will drop a quest version of Balbala's Barrier. If you do not currently have the quest item, or if you haven't already gotten your Ascendance points when using the Balbala Barrier. I don't know what this change is. Doesn't he already drop like a quest Balbala Barrier? I guess. Optimize the physics of monsters found in Praetorn. Incremental audio added for the monk. Incremental audio blah blah. I don't know what's this one. Search filters within the uncut support and skill gem are now cleared when exiting the menu. Alright, that's nice. The affliction in Trial of the Sekemas that caused you to have no energy shield now instead applies 50% less energy shield, so that it isn't immediately dead on arrival when you are Chaos Inoculation. Nice. That's a nice change. Increased the trigger radius of clasped hands inside breach encounters. That's very nice. I died so many times trying to touch one of those. Like you have to go exactly on top of it. Now it seems that it was fixed. Firestorms can now consume ignites from corpses in front of you in addition to living enemies. Okay, that's a nice change for Firestorm, I guess. Quest rewards can now be quick moved on gamepad. I don't care. Updated accept trade to R1 on gamepad. I don't care. Shrines are now much more reliably interactive with when using gamepad. Added a new gem tag barrageable to indicate skills that can be made to repeat to clarify which skills barrage and similar effects can and cannot affect. That's nice. Added support for new type of microtransaction, character skin, improved audio on the unique item wake of destruction, improved Lachlan of the Endless Layman's AI when fought in a party. Same for this one. Change the classification of some chests so their labels are always shown. Some chests. Oh, in the inventory. Like here. Huh? I don't know what this means. Added an option in the game tab to always prioritize interacting over using skills. This option is on by default in the game tab. Interacting over using skills. What does that mean? What does that mean? Like, I know what it means. Okay, that's nice. So basically now if you need to click on something like on essence or a stash to open it, like a strong box, you can click it and it will basically go and click the thing like this. See? Even I have WASD. Now if I click, it goes there to interact. It no longer like raises shield or whatever else you have on mouse 1. It will force the interaction. That's a very nice change. That's a very, very nice change. This one. Nice. Added pop-up text tips for options, exit and patch notes buttons on gamepad. Purchasing an equipable microtransaction displays an option to equip it. Socketable stash tab has been updated with spaces for the newly added socketables in this patch. Yeah, we already seen that one, right? It was enlarged. We have so many new stuff. These runes, I mean, ooh, this is so amazing. Um, ah, Bug fixes. Fix many significant cases of players or monster getting out of sync, especially in party play. 4 instance crashes, 3 client crashes. Delwyn could have no viable target for us, making a wish to chase. Ice shards could use incorrect values for determining critical hits, potentially resulting in long periods of the same outcome. What? Fix the bug where Blink couldn't be used to dismount a raw mount. Fix an issue where the hungering stalker monsters could fail to engage the player. Fix the bug where the tracking scroll of treasures microtransaction was not working correctly. Fixed tactician's cannons ready. Notable, not causing totems to use skill when you fire the attack projectiles. Okay, this is a nice fix, I guess. Dashing that could occur when disabling your crossbow. Bug where almost in Titan inventory expansion did not work. Lol. Get wrecked, Titan. Did Titans had this problem? That's so funny. Fix the bug where melee attacks and Bloodhound did not correctly clear the combination combo counter to use. Fix the bug where some arrows could be invisible when fired. Fix the bug where the Hex Black Curse. What? Lol. Hex Black Curse indicator did not match when triggered by low duration curses. Stacks of blocks from Ancestral Age support are no longer consumed if supported skills are cancelled early. Fixed an issue preventing the rare monster in the haunted treasure landmark room from dropping any items or getting any experience on that. Players to ride back to an empty arena with temper lift at the start of the Grandmaster fight. This is like a Chronomancer, right? Fixed combat being desynced from other clients when manually performed. I know. this is this is the highlight of this for us. Spectres could get stuck in the respawn. God damn it, this was so annoying. Finally, finally, we have a fix. I hope it works well. I need to test it out. We're gonna play Spectres once again, like a lot more. Fixed an interaction that could cause charge infusion to gain the wrong amount of stats when weapon swapping. Fixed a bug that could cause valid support gems to be grayed out when crafting support gems. Chance to not consume crossbow armor causing the sinks. Fixed a bug in Utah that caused the entranceway to the fight against Viper and Apache to not appear. Wow. Okay. Fixed an issue where one affliction, one pact, two minor boons, and one major boon were all appearing 50 to 100 times more commonly than intended. This often resulted in the first two minor boons, first major boon on every sunk hand to be these. These ones were also some of the least interesting and least powerful, so overall you should now be getting more powerful boons as your first ones. Nice. That's a very nice change, I guess. Apparently. Fixed a bug that could cause attack speed to be much slower than intended while dual wielding. Monsters with inherent energy shield to have less energy shield than intended when summoned as specters or tamed beasts. Ooh, we need to find out which were the ones. Maybe. I don't know if it's good or not. Fix the bug that could cause Halani, the water goddess, to repeat the dialogue. Fix the bug that could cause Expedition Logbooks area to fail to generate. A bug that allows scepters dropped by Rogue Exile to have invalid runes socketed in them. Gamepad fix for Tempest. Hideout map devices interface could not be collapsed. cosmetics menu, info pop-ups for gamepad. Player 2 could be unable to enter a character name when creating a new character on gamepad. Present radius radius would not be displayed when playing on gamepad. This thing tells us that it was not made with ChatGPT, guys. Some human did patch notes. Fix the bug on gamepad where the Gemling Legionnaires gem studied notable didn't work on gamepad. Lol. Added missing error messages on gamepad. Fix the Atlas not removing visual corruption after cleansing a corrupted Nexus map. I never saw that one happen. Fix the bug where some microtransaction could cause weapons to have black squares surrounding them. Alright, there's the patch notes. We have very nice changes for the minions. We have a lot of new stuff in here that we need to test, like all of these runes. We'll have like a whole lot of also a bit some talismans that are good for minions. We have the wisdom bug fixed. My sound is messed up a bit. So I'm pretty excited about this patch. I'm gonna play it even in the evening. I'll maybe do some cover for Fury 1 later on. I need to see the patch notes. I need to do like a lot more delving into it. But for now, I'm mostly excited about Fury 2, and I want to delve deeper into the Spectres now and to see which Spectres had issues with Wish form and how well they behave now, right? Maybe the Quill Cubs will be back in action instead of the Archers. So yeah, guys, thanks for watching. This was the patch rundown, also the introduction to that. I mean, the demo of the website once again. Feel free to use it. It will be in the description of this video. And yeah, guys, I'll see you next time, and I'll see you on streams daily at 8 p.m. GMT plus 2 on Twitch and YouTube. So thank you, and see you next time. Bye bye.